Okay, YouTube pleasantries for all the people who are seeing this from the future. I am Tidbit, she, her. I do voices, I play games, I write stuff, I do art, I design things, and we are currently playing through Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. We are on game number 6, and let's get everything in here and show evidence that Owl got first. And there's so many people already in chat. But yeah, let's get this show on the road. Oh, even Ibby's here. So, we were about to do... It was like testimony with Rafa, was it? Oh. Never mind. And we're playing as Apollo. May 19th. High Court of Karine. Accused lobby. Talk about some really close shaves! Well, you can't get a closer shave than a headsman branded blades. That's for sure. The trial's not even over and I'm already exhausted. Still, you were able to fight back the queen herself in there. Thumbs up. Well, maybe with Ms. Faye's help, I won't have to keep playing her game much longer. Oh yeah, because we were going to talk to Maya. Speaking of which, I guess it's a little too late to be asking, but do you think she's well enough to testify, Mr. Wright? She slept all day yesterday out of exhaustion, apparently. But that's all it was. So, she should be okay. Barbed head! Hornhead! Little Rafa. Angie. Everyone going, first! I have on-stream visual. It's right above me. See? Ow, got first. Oh, hello, Your Benevolence. Princess Rafa, you were really impressive in there.
I am the royal priestess Rafa Padma Kurain.
Oh, that's the first time she took off the jacket herself.
And I am prepared to face my father's death.
Despite your mother's opposition, you stood your ground. And in doing so, you fulfilled your duty as the royal priestess. It was all thanks to you and your friends. Your belief in me gave me the courage to follow my path. So, you have my gratitude. Oh, don't mention it. I know. I shall thank you with a gift. What would you like? A cow? A horse? Or perhaps I shall reward your efforts with a royal shoulder massage. Oh, that's okay, Your Benevolence. Your gratitude is more than enough. Thanks. But I thought you Americans liked massages. My technique was highly praised by my father, I'll have you know.
Hey, you! Lawyers! Where's the accused?
Huh? Dirk? That's a good question.
I blew it big time, AJ. That's... Shut up, you!
What's going on?
This scoundrel tried to escape with the accused.
What?
We were able to nab him, but the accused is nowhere to be found. Where are you hiding him, you miscreant?
Hey, I keep telling you, I got no idea where he went. Why is it always Dats or Dirk that when they try and do their voices, lunch is like, hey, remember us 10 minutes ago? Ah! I keep telling you, I got no idea where he went. I mean, yeah, we booked it together. Ah! Like the stream before I die. Ah! Ah! Oh no, Tippy, don't perish on us. You're supposed to do that 2 weeks ago. What? No! Don't forget to like the stream, everybody. Alright, folks, I just thought of the worst American joke in response to that. Oh boy. Blair is expiring tomorrow. Yeah, and I need to outlive him. How you feel about that, Miss Gibbet? That Blair's gonna die? It's a shame that we're losing one bunny representative, but that means another bunny representative could take their place. I mean, yeah, we booked it together, but I lost track of him after that. So Dirk's on the lam now? Probably, but who knows? He vanished in the blink of an eye. Vanished? You wanna know something, AJ? Dirk said to me, I can't put Amara in danger. I have to set her free before it's too late. What? Oh, don't tell me he's gone to rescue her. But that's what I am telling you. It's why I helped him escape in the first place. Dirts, do you realize what you've done? Well, what's done is done. Still, why did he choose to go rescue her now? Maybe he didn't want to die with any regrets or something. He's innocent! You know, just in case he ended up on the chopping block. He's innocent! Why, Dirk? I thought you believed in me. Ah, don't be like that, AJ. He'll be back as soon as he's as soon as he frees Amara. You'll see. That's not the point, Dats. Listen, lawyer! You let us know immediately if the accused contacts you. The trial will now resume. See that you are ready. Wait, the trial's still on? Even without the defendant? Those were Her Eminence's orders. So you will return to the courtroom at once! Let's go, Apollo. All we can do is see where the next testimony leads. Thank you. I like doing the voice for Dats. It's very fun to be, energetic guy.
And to think, he used to have big bushy beard and lots of hair.
If you hear me sniveling, it's because we got snow yesterday, and there was a lot of snow this morning. But now that the sun's out, it's all disappearing.
Now then, let us resume the trial at hand.
Your Majesty? My client seems to have gone missing.
What do you think, Your Eminence? Should we proceed without the accused?
Why is it so difficult to just immediately remember Garan? Everyone else is like in lock in my brain, but I keep on forgetting her. Very deliberate. Speak with my jaw and stretch it too, Evil. Why not? My royal guard is searching for him as we speak. Then they shall find him soon enough, for they would not dare to keep me waiting. You need a key phrase. A key phrase. Move on and let it go. Yes, I think that will be her mantra.
Yes, but what about the law governing court proceedings?
Then I shall simply revise it. As ruling sovereign of Khura'in, I proclaim the following. Should the accused be an enemy of the crown, they may be tried in absentia.
Well, in that case, I guess there's no problem with proceedings.
Absentia.
Will the witness, Ms. Maya Fey, please approach the stand?
Sorry to summon you like this, Maya.
Getting dragged out of bed and into court is not exactly a fun wake-up call, Nick. I'm sorry, Ms. Fey. It was my idea. Seriously?
Yep, he's the one who decided dragging. Yeah, I guess the fandom wants to drag you around, so I figured you'd be used to it.
And you are...
Oh, right. I'm Apollo Justice. It's nice to finally meet you.
Oh, so you're Apollo. Nick told me all about you. You're the new guy with a loud voice and a bit of an unreliable streak, right?
Unreliable! Well, that was 2 years ago. You've come a long way since.
So, why was I called here anyway? Am I under arrest again?
Huh? Oh. I guess no one's filled her in. Well, she has been asleep this entire time. Ms. Fey, this is a trial for Dirk Sedmahi, and you're here as witness.
What? Dirk's been arrested? But
That's not exactly the reaction I was expecting.
Ms. Fey, you are suspected of playing a part in the murder of Justice Minister Inga.
What?
Someone allegedly forced you to channel the minister to obfuscate the time of his murder. At least, That is what the defense claims.
Wait, what? How could you, Apollo? How did you even reach that conclusion?
Sorry, but it's the only way this whole case makes any sense.
Your understandable anger at the defense aside, will you testify, Ms. Fey?
Yes, Your Majesty.
The fact she knows he's called His Majesty slightly implies she's been in court in the 2 years.
How is Dirk gonna halt the booze funnel in prison? We need it! I don't have any idea what's going on, but I know I didn't channel Minister Inga. I didn't even have the chance to do something like that. Besides, I never go quietly along with some criminal's plan. Though, I guess there are some things I'd go quietly along with.
It seems the witness doesn't believe she has ever channeled Justice Minister Inga. Let go and move on. And if her words prove to be true, defense, your entire argument becomes moot. Do you understand that? You do understand that, don't you?
Yes, of course.
Ugh. It doesn't seem like Ms. Fey is lying. Apollo. Maya was being awfully secretive about something just now. Then I guess I'd better dig a bit and try to get her to open up to me first.
Game saved.
Hold it!
Oh, Ripper's back. Hello.
You've been asleep ever since you were rescued from the tomb, correct?
I was exhausted after being held captive for so long.
That must have been terrible. Maya, Minister Inga didn't do anything to you, did he?
Oh, no, it wasn't like that. On the contrary, I asked him for all sorts of things.
Like what?
Like, I'm really craving burgers, and I'll die if I miss an episode of The Plumbed Punisher. You know, girl things. Acting like a brat, netted me a TV and even a few burgers from someplace. He was surprisingly nice to me.
Are you sure we're talking about the same guy here?
He may have loomed large, but he was unexpectedly easy to push around. Even though he's the one who was responsible for pushing those execution papers, though. Even though he's the one who was responsible for pushing those execution papers through. Oh, that approving execution was simply his preferred method of stress relief.
With a wife like her, he was probably really pushing them through out of fear. I'm beginning to see why he wanted to stage a coup.
In any case, my time in captivity wasn't so bad. But of all the things that happened... No, I didn't channel Mr. Inga.
Are you sure about that? Maybe you just don't remember channeling him.
Don't remember? I may be 28, but I'm not a senile, you know.
Something's not right here. This game series has been going on for a bit, and she's only 28? Ms. Faye, you were confined to Amara's tomb the whole time. Is that correct?
Yes. But I wasn't conscious the whole time.
Okay, let me ask you something. Did you ever see Nana in the tomb, dressed as Dirk?
Huh? Is this some kind of joke? I think I remember if I saw someone as crazy as that.
Thus, I doubt anyone would carry out a crime like that in front of a potential witness. I hate when he's right.
Yep.
Hold it! You didn't have a chance to channel him? Does channeling someone take a long time?
Not really. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty much instantaneous. But I was all tied up. Literally! So, there was no way for me to make the channeling mudra with my hands to do it.
Right. It sounded like even she struggled with the word mudra. I guess she really did channel Inga then. Maya, when mediums are done with a session, they can send the spirit back to the other world themselves, right?
Sure, unless they're still in training. Amateurs can get possessed by spirits sometimes. But full-fledged mediums can stay in total control of a session. And they can send the deceased spirit away anytime they want.
So, I take it you can do that too, Ms. Faye?
Of course! It's a cinch for the new and improved Mystic Maya Faye, Ace Spirit Medium. They should make a TV show about me.
That's strange. You seem like the same old childish Maya to me.
Well, that's because they wanted the exact same framing of these 3D models to the old sprites. That's why you look kind of weird in motion. I'll show you, childish Nick. Besides...
Hold it! So, you wouldn't channel spirits for unseemingly...
What?
So you wouldn't channel spirits for unseemingly purposes?
Of course not! Spirit channeling is my bread and butter. And I take a lot of pride in my work. It's like, would you use your legal skills to commit a crime, Apollo?
Yes!
Wait, why? Who? Will it get me burgers?
Enough! Well, maybe a few burgers. But until finger pointing and objectioning became deadly, until finger pointing and objectioning become deadly, I don't see how they can be used.
Wow. You're a regular smarty You're a regular Mr. Smarty Pants. Just like Nick. Always at the ready with some sarcastic comeback, like a stepladder being a ladder.
I think I'll save my many objections for after the trial. Yes, please.
Anyway, I'd never go along with something like murder.
Hold it! It sounds to me like you're trying to hide something, Ms. Faye.
Didn't anyone teach you about respecting boundaries, Apollo? It's really rude to pry into a person's private affairs.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize. So about the murder...
Apollo!
Wait, we're in a court of law!
Yeah, I know.
Then what was that all about me being rude? It's just me doing my job!
Frickin' smarty pit.
The Hiccup said no to the bit. So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding?
Sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say.
Wait, but you've been asleep this whole time. How did you talk to Dirk? You made a promise. To Dirk?
Mm-hmm. A pretty big one.
I think this is about all you're gonna get out of her. Yeah.
Enough! The witness is denying that she channeled any spirits. Further questioning is pointless. It appears your little fiction has been soundly exposed for what it is. You should listen to her, Apollo. I don't even know why you suspected me in the first place. I mean, you don't have any evidence of me channeling Minister Inga, do you?
No, evidence. It's been like a week since I looked at the evidence. But, yeah.
Oh, if they had another set of clothes, there would be a gemstone in the ashtray. There's no point in even thinking about it, really. Wink, wink.
You're not supposed to say wink, Maya.
Shush. I don't use anything special to channel spirits, so there won't be anything left behind.
That's true. Just like when she channeled the High Priest. All Maya needs is her own body.
If the defense has no evidence to offer, I will have to end this cross-examination.
What now? Even if she doesn't use any special items to do the channeling itself, you'd think there'd be something to complete the deception.
Is there any proof that Justice Minister Inga was channeled?
You bet there is. You bet there is.
Really? Well, now.
You're bluffing, I take it?
I'll be fine.
If we're right, then there must be some sort of proof to back us up. Time to do some serious thinking, Apollo Justice. Okay, we know that when Rafa saw her father, he wasn't dressed like Ms. Faye, right? right, because if he was, Rafa would have immediately known he was being channeled. So, that means he was dressed in his usual suit when Rafa saw him. It's so good that we live in a cartoon world and everyone only has one outfit. Aha! Good thinking, Apollo. This might be the perfect angle to attack from.
All right. Let's have an answer from the defense. Go on, spit it up. What proof do you have that Ms. Maya Fey channeled Justice Minister Inga?
Take that!
Is that a gemstone?
We found this amongst the ashes of one of the tomb's incense burners. Does this gemstone ring any bells, Your Eminence?
What? What was that doing in the tomb?
You mean the hideout where a hostage was being taken? By a person who wears this suit every day? Could have been an accident, but since you're reacting like this, I now suspect you were part of it. Ah, so you do recognize it. But then, as his wife, how could you not recognize this gemstone button from your own husband's jacket?
I don't get where you're going with this.
Channeling Minister Inga alone wouldn't be enough to fool someone like Princess Rafa.
Yeah!
Especially if he were wearing your clothes. So, you would have had to change into that minister's clothes before channeling him.
Oh.
Ms. Fey, you use the minister's clothes as a cover while going from his room to the tomb. Room to the tomb. Room to the tomb. Did I think my YouTube chat stopped again. Oh! Yeah. There's been a bit. It ends with, "Woman, am I right?" We died. Silly Tid. It's my phone! I swears. YouTube, am I right? Looks like this chat is going from the chat room to the chat tomb. Where you burn them once you no longer needed them.
What?
She seems genuinely surprised by that, Apollo.
Objection!
Miss Fey. Yes? Do you know my husband's name? It was Inga Karkul Kurain. Am I right? That is correct, in part. But there's more. Much more. Inga Karkul How con... Oh. Let me read it. Inga Kahul Hal Kond. This name. Oh my gosh. Kakhul, how could this name be any longer or more pompous than it already is? Kurain the Third.
Oh my gosh, yes! Honestly, I get it's a bit wrong of just like, oh look, it's the foreign country, they have such long names, but this is a great joke of just like, look how long it is. It doesn't fit in the text box. The fact it says the third, so more people were named just like that before. Real Nemu. This game has all the Nemus. That is his true name.
Could it be any longer?
Yes, that's part of it. Due to its length, only a portion of it was ever made public. So, Ms. Faye, did you know his true name? No? I mean, how could I? Precisely. Yet a medium must know both the name and face of the one she seeks to channel.
Oh. So then, Ms. Faye couldn't have channeled Minister Inga. Okay, that means that we're not gonna have a moment where she gets accused again. Right? Right?
I get accused as many times as I want. Shut up, Dad. That's what I've been saying this whole time. Why would I want to randomly channel some old guy I don't know? And didn't like, thanks to that last trial. Oh, wait, I totally forgot. Maya showed up to court before to channel the priest. So she's been here before.
I can't believe this. Apollo. I really don't think Maya's lying. However, your line of reasoning still seems credible to me. I agree, but there's something tripping us up in the details. It's almost like we're in the land of spirit mediums and there could be more than one. Maybe we're working off of some wrong assumption again.
Apollo? I was thinking.
Yes?
Since I didn't channel... I didn't channel Minister Inga, is it possible that someone else did?
Someone else? Why is there always two spirit channelers? Why can't it just be one? Why is there always a second spirit channeler to hit the spirit? But who else could it have been?
I haven't thought that far yet. I just woke up. Such chatter is without merit. Let us move on, shall we?
Ugh. I don't care what Garan says. I'm gonna figure this out. If it wasn't Ms. Faye, and the Queen has an alibi, then... Apollo, forget about who is capable of channeling spirits for 1 second. I should consider the circumstances around the channeling, right? Right. We know Rafa saw her father come running out of his private quarters. If he had been channeled at the time, who could it have been? It had to be someone who was in Inga's private quarters.
Well, I am waiting defense. And you know how much I despise waiting.
Yes, but there is someone else besides Ms. Faye who could have channeled killed Minister Inga. There's just one more person, and they were in Inga's private quarters. That person is our only hope now.
So, the defense believes there was another. Let's have your very serious answer then.
With pleasure.
Horned Devil! Who could have channeled Minister Inga?
Trucy.
Hello, I'm just an old woman. Don't select me or you're going to lose.
Nena?
Your Eminence said it yourself.
That's right. Nena never did go into the tomb that day. Instead, she entered my husband's private quarter. Oh, I am so sorry. I forgot the rules of flashbacks.
The rule of flashbacks is that flashbacks need to be done with a separate voice. Like this was a Saturday morning cartoon. And so everyone's just got their stereotyped voices turned up to the maximum. And do you know what I will do for this one? Make your guesses in chat right now. All 10 of you. 10? Oh my gosh, so many people. Silly. 10. 10's not a guess. Channel your inner Mel Blanc. 10! Like the stream! Pickles. It's so funny that it's just like, oh, I'm looking at chat. I'm saying I'm looking at chat, and none of you are saying coherent stuff. You're just like, huh? Pickles! Like the stream! Channel inner blank. 6, 45, 7, 9. What? No, we're losing viewers. Anya. 4, 18, 12. 4, 3. No. SpongeBob. 2. Jessica Rabbit. Patrick.
Bayonetta.
Nope. None of those. Even though I've never watched it myself. Someone commented on whether the Batman Magnets 1. Someone commented on one of the previous streams when she first showed up.
Rita Repulsa! That's right, Nena never did go into the tomb that day. Instead, she entered my husband's private quarters.
How do you know?
It's quite simple.
Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. I don't know how to do that off the top of my head.
Shoe prints were discovered in Inga's private quarters. Shoe prints that belong to Nena!
Have you never seen Power Rangers?
I have never seen the Power Rangers. The only show we have in Kurine is the Plumbed Punisher.
And then, there's her benevolence's statement. She said that Nena disappeared right after she entered Minister Inga's private quarters. The room from which Minister Inga himself came running out of not long afterwards.
You are not seriously suggesting.
It's the only thing that makes sense. Nena channeled Minister Inga and left his private quarters thereafter. That's why no one has seen her since. and why only the minister's shoe prints were found outside his residence.
No way!
That's gotta be it. Nina must have somehow channeled the minister.
I don't know why the word channel keeps on tripping me. Oh, I totally forgot Nayuta's here. Being silent as ever.
All of the circumstantial evidence has fallen into place. You can't ignore it anymore. You can't claim Nina isn't connected to this case somehow. In light of this, the defense calls Nina to the stand.
Well, Your Eminence?
Very well. Then, let us call Nina to testify.
Yes! Now we can finally crack this case wide open.
Let us adjourn while the witness is summoned.
There is no need. Nina is in the waiting lobby.
And Nina didn't help Rafa take off the jacket? What? Nina's here? I thought she'd gone missing.
It seems she was feeling unwell and simply wished to rest undisturbed. But her concern for Rafa brought her here today.
She took time off without Rafa's knowledge or consent. I'm betting there's more to her disappearing act than meets the eye, Apollo. More than meets the eye.
Whoa. Miss Nina, do you understand why you have been summoned here today?
Look at that hair!
Yes, of course. Her Eminence has informed me that this man here suspects I have committed a crime.
So, this is Nina. That's quite the hairdo.
Though I will say, I suppose I'm not as old as I had thought. If this horn-headed nincompoop would take me for a criminal. Oh, Nina's the one who gave Rafa the bad mouth.
Nincompoop? Isn't that Rafa's favorite insult? I guess Nina rubbed off on her. What with all the time they spend together.
You there, young hornhead.
Yes?
You're accusing me of slaying Minister Inga and channeling his spirit, yes? What an active imagination you have. Young folks are so wonderfully open-minded.
Thanks. Just take the compliment, Justice. Don't deck an old lady.
Now then, will the witness please proceed with her testimony?
How old is she again?
We don't know.
This court wishes to know if you did or did not channel Minister Inga in his private quarters. The old woman. I'm no spirit medium, Sonny. I was feeling under the weather yesterday and decided to rest these weary bones. Besides which, a lowly servant such as I could not have possibly been an honorable spirit medium. Only members of the royal family can learn the art of spirit channeling here in Kurain. After Queen Amara's passing, Her Eminence Queen Gran is the only spirit medium left.
Is she not?
If you would believe a medium to be the culprit, it would have to be that young lass, Maya Fey.
And there you have it. It seems we have summoned her for nothing. Only those of the royal bloodline have the power of spirit channeling. That a servant such as Nena could channel spirits is a most unamusing jest.
I'm just going to say it now. I'm the one who played this game before and knows what happens.
She is secretly the oldest thing on the planet.
I'll specify no further.
There are rocks in the Grand Canyon she broke personally 40,000 years ago. Old enough.
Yeah, you get it, Marshy.
Like a fine wine.
Like a wife fan.
Hooray! I played it too. I honestly suspect, Nena is Amara. Ta-da!
On the surface, anyway.
Oh! Wait a minute. She has a different eye color. Because if we look here, they're vibrantly green. And then here, they're brown. Huh. Am I wrong? Or is she wearing contacts?
But our line of reasoning has led us to this end. That Nena channeled Inga's spirit.
All right, the defense may now question the witness.
Hooray! Old lady, Kiri, BRB, getting lunch. Whoa! How?
Nena is Amara of what?
Eyes. Contacts? What if it's part of the disguise? Are you old lady blind? Can't tell the difference between old ladies.
Yes, because all I see are ladies. No one is old. They're just...
Don't beat up old ladies.
Hold it!
Would you like to save your progress?
Albie's dog stole your hat when you were in the courtyard yesterday afternoon.
Game saved.
Was it after that that you decided to take a rest?
I had been feeling unwell all day and had pushed myself too hard. I kept feeling weak and dizzy, and that dirty mongrel only served to worsen my condition.
While I sympathize with you, Nena, you took the whole day off without informing Princess Rafa. She was very worried about you, you know.
How very kind of her benevolence. But she need not concern herself with the welfare of a mere servant such as I.
Except to Rafa, Nena's not just a mere servant.
To even think a mere commoner could channel spirits or slay a minister. What hogwash! Welcome back, Evelyn.
Okay, now I need to check something else. Oh, I can't look at people. No!
Hold it!
I hear you are the head servant. Isn't that right?
Okay, they have similar eye color. Because wouldn't that be the reveal? You're not actually Garan's daughter, you're Naina's daughter. Though they've had people who have, you know, shady people as their parents. I'm looking at you, Phoenix. We don't know what your dad does. But I was talking about Sky for anyone looking from the future and confused. And Miles. Von Karma is technically a dad. Is it Miles' dad? Phoenix has parents? We don't know. It's actually Larry Butts. Against all odds. Like an asexual seahorse. They all came from the Butts.
Are you suggesting that my position affords me the ability to channel spirits?
Since you're the head servant to a family of channelers, I'd say it's plausible.
Where are you, Adam Savage? Jamie Heineman? What kind of plausible are you fucking pulling here?
If you wanted to, it's not impossible for you to learn through exposure.
I think not. For that goes against the very underpinnings of the kingdom of Kurain.
To become a spirit medium requires a noble spirit and rigorous training. But most importantly, one must be a direct descendant of the founder. It is not simply some hobby one can take up in the manner of knitting or gardening.
So, commoners could never become a medium, no matter how hard they try.
That is common knowledge to all who are born and raised here, young hornhead.
Only members of the royal family.
Okay, then. What if you actually have royal blood in your veins, Naina? Like a distant relative or something.
I am from a line of humble fishermen, all the way back to my grandfather's grandfather. I've never heard talk of royal blood or noble ancestry.
Apollo, if spirit channeling is a secret art passed down from mother to daughter, then even with a royal ancestor, it'd be impossible to learn without the right training.
It is as the Barbed One says. It also must be mentioned that this secret art is only taught here in the kingdom of Kurain and your country's Kurain village.
Why aren't things falling into place like I expected? It's almost like someone's lying.
I would ask the witness to continue her testimony. After Queen Amara's passing, Her Eminence, Queen Garen.
Queen Amara was the victim of an assassination, right?
Yes. Oh, she was a beautiful, gentle soul. But she fell in love with a man of dubious origins and was murdered in a terrible blaze. Fate can be so cruel.
Except she's actually still alive. Poor Naina's yet another follower of unwillingly praying over an empty sarcophagus. Amara, a queen who's been locked away and her existence in this world erased.
Now it highlights. I saw this brick
come up that said tidbit hello. It's like, what?
Can you add pathetic coughs? Not on Strem. Ah, because on that account it's not tidbit? Weird. But
You want me to add pathetic coughs? Well, I know what I can add right now. A cold one. If I'm going to do coughs, I'm going to need some raspberry Arizona tea. It's very good for the throat and extremely cheap.
Nana pops a Budweiser in court and gets surrounded by bikini models.
A woman after my own heart. Except make it soda.
Maybe you can drink Bud Light in a courtroom. Maybe you can't drink Bud Light in a courtroom.
But the fact that she is still alive shackles Nayuta to Garan's will. Nayuta, the only reason you're still standing there by that woman's side is because you're afraid of what would happen to Amara otherwise, right?
We need not recount such ancient history. Let us continue with the witness's testimony.
You could never truly crack open a true cold one, tidbit. Polar bear.
Meh. I don't like alcohol. It sucks. Cerveza de cristal.
If you believe a medium to be the culprit, you would have to be that young Excuse me?
Ms. Faye was being held hostage. She was completely tied up and didn't even know Minister Inga's true name, making it impossible for her to kill or channel him.
Bah! I know nothing of that.
Objection!
Listen, you horned devil. Were you not just insinuating that it was Maya Fey who had channeled Minister Inga?
Well, I said that until new information came about.
My, how quickly you change your tune.
No, I'm just quick on my feet when new information presents itself. It's almost like going with their punches, changing with the world instead of sitting down like a tree, rotten to the core. I'm also quick to force my biggest smile when times like these demand it. It's great that you're following my advice, Apollo. But try not to look so forced when you do, would you? Nina is right about one thing, though. Only those of the royal bloodline can be spirit mediums in Khura'in. Common folk like us are out of luck. Yeah, I guess so. Still, I think I'll finally be close to connecting all the dots once I point out one very big thing out.
Echevage the criminal. Crystal sucks.
Game saved!
Maya would be proud. Feeling under the weather and decided to rest these weary bones. Besides which, a lowly servant such as I could not possibly be an honorable spirit medium. Only members of the royal family can learn the art of spirit channeling here in Khura'in.
After Queen Amara's passing, Her Eminence is the only spirit medium left. If you believe a medium to be culprit... I do not know what item to use. All of this evidence is not good for any of these statements. This can't use it right now. This, it's Dirk's badge. Unless we're talking about Dirk, this is not relevant. Amara's assassination file. This just confirms that she died. Is it? Wait, there's 3 pages. Arson incident about Amara slipped a sleeping pill, perished in the fire. Lighter around the scene, and Dirk's fingerprints. A lighter with fingerprints of someone you don't want? Apollo. Law book. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals. Wow, it's just the Defense Culpability Act marked. The shocked look on Albie's face had dots and stitches when the police came along and detained the rebel. The noise spooked Shadu, ran off. Now Albie caught up to him in the courtyard. Shadu had what looked to be Nina's hat. There's the queen. Oh, wait a minute. There's the law book that only came about because Amara's dead. And we've been confirmed that that's Amara in the picture by Dirk. Wait a minute.
Objection!
Ha! Okay, so I presented what makes sense in terms of direct contradiction. Except I don't know how to make it make sense in the larger context of this case.
Well, is the defense going to follow up its loud objection with a sound explanation?
Oh, sorry. How do I put this? I believe there's a problem with Naina's testimony.
Go on.
She asserted that she could not possibly be a spirit medium because in Khura'in only members of the royal family can learn how to channel spirits.
I fail to see the problem in that statement, defense.
Hold on. I'm getting to it, Your Majesty. Naina stated an absolute falsehood. Since we know that Amara is still alive. At the same time, circumstantial evidence points to Naina channeling Inga. After all, just after she entered his private quarters, Inga came running out screaming, despite having been killed at 2 p.m. That would mean that Nana channeled Inga. Even though supposedly, only those of the royal family are capable of doing it. Wait. Is it too late to ask for a refund on my trip down the rabbit hole? Mr. Wright, you may think I've lost my mind with this bluff, but if I can at least establish the possibility, I think he'll give us the break we need. Wait a sec. You gonna propose what I think you are? Yes, it's a huge risk, but I think there's a chance I can prove it. Will the court please take a look at this photo? Take a look at this photograph. That's... This photo's very existence, to say nothing of the person in it, contradicts the witness's claim that Queen Garan is the only remaining spirit medium in Khura'in.
Horned devil! You mustn't!
Oh, but I must. Under these circumstances, the outcome of this trial depends on it. But you already knew that, didn't you, Your Eminence?
Will the defense please explain who is shown in the photograph?
You don't know what your queen looked like 22 years ago?
No, I don't keep up with politics.
You're a judge! The person in this photo is... Mr. Wright, don't drumroll. No. The previous queen, Amara Sigatar Khura'in. Contrary to popular belief, she was never assassinated. In fact, she's very much alive.
What? But that's nonsense!
Take a good look at the law book in this photo, Your Majesty. The mark of the dragon branded on it could only have been placed there after Queen Amara's supposed assassination.
Ugh!
Oh my gosh, look at that hunch. Old ladies don't get smaller, they just scrunch up like a shrimp.
While I personally find it hard to believe, I will allow the defense to continue. You may proceed, defense, is what I said. I literally just said that.
Queen Amara's death was staged to keep her safe from her would-be killer. Yet, according to Dirk, she is actually being held captive somewhere else. But the real truth is that Queen Amara is not being held in confinement. Rather, she walks freely among us. Here, in this very courtroom today. But how? Oh, I'm not reacting because you're saying something stupid. I'm reacting because you said my stim among us. Do not be deceived, Your Majesty. The red pepper is skilled in weaving plausible lies. It is the cunning lawyerly art known as bluffing. But knowing this, There is no need to fear his forked tongue.
Objection!
Hey, objection! That's where you're wrong, prosecutor. 'Cause you'll be quaking in your boots soon enough. Is that so? It's my turn, Nayuta. Time to wake you up to the truth right before your eyes. Queen Amara is still very much alive and has been disguising herself as Trucy Wright. No one would ever suspect a character that's under 22 years.
Take that!
But that's...
This is the simplest and cleanest explanation for everything we've covered so far. The person who killed Minister Inga, someone with intimate knowledge of the divination seance, the medium who channeled the minister in order to mask the real time of his death. Condense these traits into one person, and you get a spirit medium of royal blood. And that person is none other than you, Nayna. Your true identity is the former Queen Amara and the killer we've been looking for all along.
What?
Have you finally lost your mind, Justice? What you say is beyond blasphemy, even in the depths of hell!
Oh my, such frightening allocations. Get your screenshots in, sonnies. Indeed, and absolutely ludicrous to boot. Her Eminence Queen Amara yet lives, and is actually Ms. Nayna here. You have truly gone off the deep end.
You don't have to take my word for it. In fact, a certain someone can help me prove it. Your Eminence. If Queen Amara truly is dead, you should be able to channel her spirit right here, right now. Isn't that correct? I can deny it no longer. The lawyer speaks the truth. Nayna, the woman who stands here before us, is Amara, the former queen believed to have perished 23 years ago. Paul, I've smacked that woman because Garat told me to.
Balgunka!
Finally. But this sucks because that's Dirk's wife. We don't want to commit her to murder. We finally got Inga's real killer on the stand. I don't think so. Nayna! No. Amara Sigatar Kurain! Please drop the act and tell us what really happened.
Oh, dearie me. I guess I shouldn't have underestimated the power of youth. Well done, young hornhead.
Whoa!
I was getting tired of masquerading as an old woman anyway. It has been far too long since I last greeted you, good people of Kurai. It is I, Amara Sigata Kurai, your former queen.
Queen Amara!
Oh! I thought Gran's makeover was extreme. It must just, run in the family. What are you gonna do, Rafa? How are you gonna explode into a new form?
Can it really be true? Are you alive? You are alive and well?
It is true. I feel as I have been called back from the Twilight Realm. I fear I have caused all of you a great deal of distress. Amara, I am sorry I was unable to keep your secret any longer. I hope you can forgive me. It is quite alright, Guren. I am safe now. For Dirk, the blackguard who threatened my life will be recaptured soon enough. Huh?
You're... Oh, it hasn't updated yet. Oh, wait, Nina, what are you still doing here?
You can't get rid of me that easily.
What do you mean both of them are... Wait, what? She doesn't like Dirk? Wait! No!
I need not conceal my identity any longer.
Queen Amara, wait. Does this all mean you were not killed in that fire 23 years ago?
I barely escaped that blaze with my life. But though I survived, I knew that scoundrel would make further attempts on my life. Therefore, I staged my death and abdicated the throne to my dear younger sister, Garan.
But the building of that great tomb! And disguising yourself as a lowly servant? Why would you do such a thing?
Garan, I would have you explain. I wished for her to be close at hand. It was the only way I felt I could protect her. And it was the best way to hide her from the eyes of the public. After all, who could conceive of Amara lowering her station to that of a servant?
Yeah, she's got that right. Even Dirk thought Amara was being held captive in some far-off place. He never even guessed she was living as a servant, right in plain sight.
I must say, a life dedicated to the servitude of others is not the least bit disagreeable. It is quite humbling existence. far removed from the tedium of regal duties. Ah, but those days of peace have ended. And it's all because of you, Hornhead.
You should consider yourself lucky if that's all this ends with.
If there is something you wish to say, then say it.
It doesn't matter who you are. You won't escape the crime you committed. You killed my father. The defense moves to indict you as Justice Minister Inga's real killer.
Oh?
I do like the idea that Apollo is like full bent on getting her because it's like, you killed my dad. I am not going to rest. She's like 18 people's mom. She's your mom. Get an ease.
What's this? You would accuse Queen Amara of homicide? A grand priestess of Corainism? You can't do that! She's virtually a goddess in the eyes of her people.
If you commit the crime, you'd better be ready to do the time. Be you a priest, saint, queen, or god.
I've never met such an egalitarian person.
Queen Amara. In your years disguised as Nana, you would have learned about Minister Inga's disorder. So you knew you could dress in Dirk's clothes to forge a convincing seance vision. Isn't that right?
What a curious character you are. You would label me a murderer. Me, the one who the people regarded as the reincarnation of the Holy Mother herself.
You may be a grand figure in Corainism. But as a foreigner, you're just another suspect to me.
It would appear your words are not in jest. Am I to suffer the sullying of my good name with accusations of murder most foul?
But please, Queen Amara, forgive his impudence. The lawyer knows not of what he speaks.
Fear not, good Majesty, for this is the sacred hall of justice. Though I am a grand priest, on this stand I am but a witness like any other. I shall face his accusations with grace and benevolence.
You know, I'm real suspicious now. She has not opened her eyes. And her eyes were brown when she was Nina. Huh.
I shall face his accusations with grace and benevolence.
Your compassion overfloweth your mercifulness.
Oh, young lawyer, In my benevolence, I must warn you that your assertion suffers from a tragic flaw.
Huh? There's a flaw?
Nayuta,
Yes, your mercifulness.
who was present in the tomb when the murder was discovered?
Dirk Sadmahi, Maya Fey, and the victim, Minister Inga. I see. That is a fatal flaw indeed. It appears Queen Amara couldn't possibly have gone to the tomb as Minister Inga. What? Why not?
Do not keep the defense waiting, Nayuta. Explain how wrong he truly is.
Yes, your mercifulness. Her benevolence, Princess Rayfa, saw Minister Inga enter the tomb around 2:30 p.m. Yet you, the defense, claim the person she saw was the minister being channeled by Queen Amara. However, if her mercifulness had channeled him and moved to the tomb, then once she was done channeling, she got into the... Queen Amara would have reemerged and been left stuck in the tomb. Oh, yeah. Sure. Oh gosh, if they had built it, that means they had full control of this place and could set up the murder whenever they wanted. Had she tried to exit before you all arrived? Princess Rayfa, who had been looking down upon the courtyard, would have seen her. However, her benevolence saw nothing of the sort. Oh no, the stream paused again, because I can see the chat in the tiny little corner. Nayuta must be freaking out right now! I love the scroll. In conclusion, Queen Amara could not have left the tomb without being observed. And yet, she was there in the tomb when the murder was discovered, defense. No, she wasn't. Huh.
Now do you see? Your flimsy claim has been uprooted like a sapling in a flood. Every metaphor I must be kind and flower.
Ow!
Well, that was entertaining. Prosecutor Sadmohi, assume the prosecution of this case and clear your mother's good name.
You wish for me to take over?
Yes, prosecute your father to save your mother. What a poignant fate you bear, but bear it you must. Are you ready?
Yes, Your Eminence.
And there you have it, your majesty. I shall watch the rest of the proceedings from the sidelines. I relinquish complete control of this sacred hall to your authority once more. Why, thank you, your eminence. What? Now then, your mercifulness, your testimony, if you please. Now, I shall destroy your utterly absurd and barbarous theory. I was not anywhere near the tomb following the murder. Were your theory correct, I would have been in the tomb once I had stopped channeling. My husband Dirk is the killer, but he has fled from this sacred hall.
Oh. Oh wait, no. Frickin' that's Winton got him out.
May the Holy Mother rain judgment upon the traitor Dirk Sadmohi for his crimes.
Oh, such marvelous testimony. You are truly a treasure, your mercifulness.
This too is but the grace of her holiness. No doubt by unmasking here today was her will as well.
Oh my, the Holy Mother, you say?
Yes, surely her holiness has guided me to this witness stand.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And to the purity of truth.
How many polygons do you think that tiger has? 20?
Oh, how magnificent! Queen Amara, the Holy Mother's messenger, here on earth.
Praise Queen Amara. Blessing upon her mercifulness.
Where did those animals even come from?
Now then, the defense may question the witness. But remember, she is a grand priest, so disrespect will not be tolerated. That means no pointing out conflicts, inconsistencies, or any flaws in your testimony.
Excuse me?
Law is not lawing here. We are the ultimate simps, the ultimate stands.
You know, I wonder. Is your only option is to get the tiger to eat her? Is the option literally just go through the testimony and hit this? I guess she's going to keep on claiming Dirk's the killer until she's blue in the face. You'll have to find a hole in her testimony if you want to turn this thing around. If I ever needed a ghost of a chance, it's now.
Hold it!
My theory is utterly absurd and barbarous.
And high-handed, if I may say so. Nayuta was right to call you putrid-minded. Surely, even the monkeys of Mount Poniponi's holy waterfalls could devise a better theory.
Surely you can steal better insults than Nayuta's best.
Now then, to all of you gathered in this sacred hall, need I remind you?
Hold it!
Well, maybe. You were hiding inside the sarcophagus.
That was immediate.
After all, it does technically belong to you. I'd bet you have no trouble opening it.
If I had been in there, I could not be here today. For the tomb has been under constant surveillance since the murder. I would have never been able to leave.
I guess not. If I might ask, what's in that sarcophagus anyway? You're still alive, so...
There is despair, sadness, hatred, and malice.
That's how you're currently describing Dirk. Can we get someone to search the sarcophagus to see if Dirk's in there?
Only one brave enough to see the truth hidden deep within.
Yeah, she's describing Dirk.
Could discover the final hope, my continued corporal reality.
You completely lost me. In other words, it's empty. But no one dared open it because they were scared of the curse.
Now, will you dispense with your theory? It is as empty as my sarcophagus.
Hold it!
I'll admit you weren't in the tomb after the murder.
Very good. But that very truth refutes your theory. Like the theory that this squirrel is eating a cookie. It is not a cookie. It is just a very round nut. I believe they are called walnuts. I have not been alive for 23 years. Give me a break. I do not know how to identify fucking nuts. It is not a cookie. Why is that so fun to say? Looks like a chestnut. Yeah, one of those. It's round.
It's not a squirrel, it's a chipmunk.
Okay, everything about it is wrong. So I guess there is somewhere a squirrel eating a cookie. Even if I had channeled Minister Inga and entered the tomb, the moment I ceased channeling him, I would have re-emerged at the crime scene.
Precisely. As you said yourself, Defense, Queen Amara was not there after the murder. It's been so long, honestly, it feels like Nayuta's voice is losing all of its insaneness and it's slowly turning to normal. There was so much flair and pomp and stance when I did Nayuta, and now they just feel like a husk doing the voice, because there's so many other crazies right next to them. The only living souls in the tomb at that time were Dirk Sadmahi and Maya Fey. Ugh.
Be it in this life or the next. There is no escaping such simple truths.
Hold it!
There must be a reason why he had to make his escape today.
A reason? Perhaps.
Perhaps what?
Perhaps to conceal himself and lie in wait for another chance to claim my life.
What's this?
Objection!
No, no, no! It's definitely not like that, Your Mercifulness. First of all, you don't really believe he's trying to kill you, do you? After all, you two ran off together after he rescued you all those years ago.
That was only because he had the audacity to claim it wasn't me. You must believe me. It was my duty as a wife to her husband to bend an ear to him. Was it not? Communication after disagreement is the secret to a long and happy marriage.
I don't know why I gave so much accent to the word.
Marriage. To a long and happy marriage.
Sure, I guess. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Don't ask me. I don't have a wife. You live with Maya. Yeah, I don't have a wife. And Maya lives in Kurine Village. She just visits. Wait, but you have a really big bed with 2 nightstands. I don't have a wife. Oh! It's Larry Butts. No! I will kill you where you stand, and I know every legal technique to make sure no one finds out.
Ibby, you can't do that while I'm trying to take a sip of my tea.
He's straight. He doesn't have a wife. Oh my gosh, Biscuit, we are going to be saying that for all of time. You know that, right?
I love how this turned into the Johnny Depp v. Amber Heard trial.
And then I went on the bed.
No, I'm not even gonna reference that. Nope.
That is why I listened to Dirk. However, he didn't have a shred of evidence to support his claim. It grieves me to admit it, but my husband truly did try to murder me.
That's quite enough.
Think Tid meant Ibby. No, Biscuit's the one who originally said, I'm not straight, I have a wife. It was Biscuit who said that during a Mario Kart day. There's the reference you're looking for. So it's technically a Biscuit reference. It was caused by the Biscuit Man. It was caused by the Biscuit Man. It was caused by the Biscuit Man.
That's quite enough. It's abundantly clear that Queen Amara's testimony is flawless.
Oh, do you understand now, lawyer?
Ugh, this is bad. The judge isn't going to let me cross-examine her much longer. Amara should have been in the tomb after the minister's murder, but she wasn't. I don't get it. How did she just vanish from the scene of the crime like that? It shouldn't be possible for normal people to do. For normal people. Wait a minute. Oh, maybe Maybe what? Your Majesty, I think I can explain why Queen Amara wasn't there in the tomb after the murder.
Very well, Defense. Do explain.
I believe it was accomplished through a method only she is capable of. And by using this special method, it would be possible for her to literally disappear. Oh, did she disguise as one of the guards?
Well, don't keep us waiting. Let's hear it. How did Queen Amara disappear from the tomb?
She hid in the sarcophagus. We literally went there and said no. She clung to the ceiling. She channeled someone. Yeah, that's an ability only she's got. Why didn't I think of that until now? Channel one of the guard. Oh, wait, you need a uniform. So a uniform had to be waiting there. All she had to do was channel someone. Then she could easily disappear from the scene of the crime. After all, she would literally be someone else.
Why, I believe that actually makes sense, surprisingly. But how?
What do you have to say to that, Queen Amara?
You believe that I, a Grand Priestess, would use the sacred power of spirit channeling to commit murder.
What the?
Mercy, your mercifulness! I'm doing it from under the desk. How dare you spew such vile blasphemy, Defense? You will retract your last statement or face immediate execution.
No.
No, good Majesty, it is quite alright. Corainism also teaches that we must respond at all times with reasoned principle. Therefore, I shall offer a measured response to his blasphemous accusation.
You have something to counter with?
Indeed. Now, are you listening? It would not have been possible to simply vanish by means of spirit channeling. After all, it would require a deceased person to channel. However, there was only one murder victim in the tomb. And that was Minister Inga. The only others there, right after his murder, were Dirk and Ms. Fay. Had I channeled Inga, as you allege, well, the outcome would have been quite odd, to say the least. For there, beside the dead minister, a living, breathing one would have appeared. Even if I had been in the tomb, there was no one to channel except the deceased minister. So, you see, I could not have vanished by means of spirit channeling.
Ugh, that's true, but I can't rule it out yet. Because, well, what if there was another victim? someone we haven't identified yet.
How absurd.
If you channeled someone other than Minister Inga, you could have used their identity to disappear from the tomb. Another victim? Queen Amara. Please add your last statement to your testimony. This could explain everything. Wasn't there some sign of another victim there in the tomb? And yet, why do I sense I'm not gonna like what I'm about to find?
Hold it!
Press it. What if there was another victim besides Minister Inga?
What on earth could you mean? The only body found in the tomb was the minister's.
Yeah, because there's, like, nowhere to hide a body. Circle the sarcophagus, circle the broken thing. There's nowhere that you could, like, cram a body. Anywhere at all. Wow, we have so much evidence, but I feel like I barely use it. Yeah, but Amara's counter-arguments are too spot on for us to rebut. Actually, there is one possibility. What's the matter, Apollo? That's one heck of a face you're making. No, it's nothing, really. And yet that means... Okay, I feel like Apollo just took over for a second, because I felt a great sadness when doing that line. And going through all the evidence reminded me... There's this one. Let me save before I do something stupid. There is blood pointing towards the sarcophagus, literally.
Objection!
Oh no, the music changed. I can't believe I'm presenting this. But it proves that there was another Oh no! When he said, why did Dirk have to leave all of a sudden? No! Still, the only ones there at the scene of the crime were Maya. She's alive. Dirk. No. No, it can't be.
Would the defense care to share something with us?
Queen Amara. You knew. Didn't you?
Whatever are you talking about?
If you won't tell this court, then I will!
Well, don't keep us waiting, Hotshot.
This case includes a second victim. One of the two people found alive in the tomb after the minister's murder was actually already dead. But a second victim, Apollo, I don't follow. Queen Amara, after you channeled Minister Inga and moved to the tomb, you vanished from the scene of the crime by channeling the other victim. That explains why no one found you after the murder was discovered. Yeah, because Dirk disappeared out of confinement, and then all of a sudden, Naina's back and in the witness area.
Oh, you putrid pepper. Of all the half-witted buffoonery to come tumbling from your lips,
But I suppose I'll indulge you and play along with your little delusion. Maya popped back up too. No, Maya can't be dead! Is that why people say this is the best game? Is that why people say this is the best game? No, people say number 5 is the best game. Tell me, Mr. Justice, who was the other victim? There's no way. This can't be true. But no, I can't stop now. If this is the truth, it's the only way forward to solving this case. I have to. The other victim who Queen Amara channeled was... flashbang. Listen, son. Even if you manage to prove me innocent tomorrow, I don't have long to live. There is no escaping death now that it has set its sight on me. Dirk knew everything. But he couldn't bring himself to tell me. I have one more big secret. I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone if I did. He couldn't accuse the love of his life. The sad truth is, the other victim, channeled by Amara, was...
Take that!
What? You can't... That's not possible! The defendant, Dirk Sadmahi, is the one Queen Amara channeled. He is the other victim. This is insanity!
But what the...
Apollo, what are you... Do you realize what you're proposing?
Objection!
I demand an explanation, Justice! Tell me, Apollo! I don't know when or why Dirk was murdered. But the facts and evidence speak for themselves. And this is where they've led me! I see. After Inga's murder, Dirk and Maya were the only ones in the tomb. But if one of them was actually dead, and being channeled by Amara... But it can't be... Can it? Dirk's bloodstain at the scene of the crime was the one clincher for me. He wasn't even injured, so how could he have possibly bled that much? The only logical explanation is Dirk had also been murdered. That's enough! Your explanation cannot be the truth! And you would not dare to claim to have proof to support your assertions! Nayuda, I wish it weren't true. I wish with all my heart that I was wrong! But as much as I don't want to believe it, yes, I can prove it. No! Dirk's killer must have hidden his body. It would have to be somewhere nobody would ever look. And there is only one such place. You truly have proof? The fastest way would be to actually have someone go check the tomb.
Go check the tomb? But why?
Because I believe Dirk's killer hid his body here.
Sorry that I'm not reading chat a lot. I'm acting my heart out.
You would suggest Queen Amara's sarcophagus. The only place in the tomb that no one would dare to look. Plus, a killer would soon become trapped by hiding in there. But a body, well, that's a horse of a different color. Which means...
I believe we must search the sarcophagus at once. Your Eminence, being that Queen Amara yet lives, I trust we may now open it. Let it go and move on. If we must.
Your Majesty, I believe Detective Sky is still there at the tomb. Let us contact her at once and have her conduct a full investigation into the matter.
Now then, Detective Sky, your report, if you please.
I'll start with my findings.
Please. Please. Please let me be wrong about this. I just want things to be as they were.
I'm getting goosebumps, gang. A search of the sarcophagus revealed a body that appears to be several days old.
A body? Detective Sky. Tell me it wasn't Dirk. Tell me the whole theory was completely off base. Emma!
I have a photo of the body. And I have positively identified it as... Dirk's son, Mahi. Oh, he had the blue butterfly. Wait, but we get... Fuck! Fuck!
Dirk! No! Why? Why'd this have to happen? Damn it, Dirk. Answer me! No! No! How can this be?
The traitorous snake, the very head of the insurgency, Mother! Oh, what a joyous day! Those fools shouting for change and revolution will finally return whatever rocks they crawled out from under. Oh. What was I even fighting for?
Apollo.
What am I supposed to do now?
Son. A lawyer. Should never look the way you do right now. A dragon never yields.
They did do the audio clip. Why?
Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaw firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get the truth.
But, Dirk, what if the truth is that you're...
Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you. And I know you can handle the truth, no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you, you're my son after all.
You believe in me that much, Dirk? Dirk, I think I finally understand. I can't yield. Not now. Not ever. Not after Dirk believed in me, despite knowing what was about to happen. Besides, Dirk left me with two things I must do.
Are you alright, Apollo?
Sorry about that, Mr. Wright. I'm fine now. Detective Sky! Yes? How sure are you that the body's been there for a few days? I'm positive. No autopsy's been performed, but I'd say it's been at least 3 days. Fortunately, the low temperature inside the sarcophagus kept it from decaying. Oh, and the chest area bore 3 gunshot wounds from a small caliber weapon. I believe they are the cause of death.
at least 3 days. That means Dirk was already dead by the time he came to visit me back in the States. But then who was channeling him? I think it would have to be someone who could get into and stay in the US without arousing suspicion. Yet also had a solid cover story, so they wouldn't be seen as missing. I believe this is who was channeling Dirk when I saw him in the States.
Okay, all the channelers are on this page. There's Maya. Gran could not be missing. Rafa could not be missing. Nina was missing, but Rafa complained about it. Was it Maya?
Take that!
Maya? Oh, I see. She was being held hostage at the time, so it seemed only natural that she wasn't around. Right. And do you remember what she said earlier? So please, just tell me, what exactly are you hiding?
Valley girl, sorry, but I promised Dirk I wouldn't say.
You made a promise to Dirk?
A pretty big one.
Dirk didn't want his own death to be known. The other members of the Defiant Dragons would lose all hope if they found out. And that would snuff out the flames of revolution for good. Ms. Faye, Dirk told you to keep quiet about this, didn't he?
I guess it's no use hiding it anymore. Yes, I promised not to tell. Dirk made me promise before he died.
So I was right then.
Apollo, there's something I need to tell you. It's about, Dirk's final moments.
I'm listening, Ms. Faye. What happened in his final moments?
It was soon after I was kidnapped. Dirk paid me a visit in that tomb where I was being held captive. I'd say it was a few days before Minister Inga's murder.
Hey, young lady. Time to get you up and out of here.
Whoa. It's that revolutionary guy.
I'm here to rescue you.
You are? Why?
I figured things were a little too quiet with that stamp-sucking scumbag. So I started digging around. That's when I found out you'd been abducted.
But why would a rebel help me?
Let's go before it's too late. It already is for you, pal. Long time no see, you rebel blowhard. Inga. I know you're up to something, and I'm going to find out what. Yeah. That's kinda smart. You've been a real thorn in my side, see? So it's time for you to be pushed up daisies. So it's time for you to be pushing up daisies. Dirk! Did you really think a pea shooter like that could kill a dragon? What the? What are you, some kind of freak? Next to this!
Dirk was shot several times, but he barely even flinched. He sacrificed himself for me. Robeson! I've got to help you!
Relax. It's going to be okay. Sorry things turned out this way. But it doesn't look like I have much longer.
No, don't say that!
You're a spirit medium, aren't you? When I'm gone, I want you to channel my spirit.
Just stop it! Don't give up like that!
If you do, untying a rope like that will be child's play.
No! Please, hang in there! You could still make it!
Promise. Promise me. One thing, young lady. It's about my son.
Dirk was talking about you, Apollo. Well, obviously, Dirk only has one son and one child. He said he wanted to see you one last time. So he asked me to return to the US and channel his spirit.
He really said that?
Mm-hmm. He also said he'd been meaning to visit you for years, but kept putting it off.
There was a lot of dialogue while he was dying.
Yeah. And that was his last chance.
You just show up here without warning after all this time? What gives? I came all this way to see you, son! Come, rejoice! He was already dead by this point. Right. Why don't you tell me the real reason you're here? Dirk. You really did come to the US because you wanted to see me. I guess this means it was Inga that hid Dirk's body in the sarcophagus after Maya left the tomb.
Apollo, you can stop now. Dirk would want you to keep pressing on.
I know, Ms. Faye. And I won't disappoint him.
Defense, if you are ready to proceed, ahem, I would first have you answer this. Do you believe the accused's death will impact what we know about this case?
Yes. And I believe I can explain everything now.
Very well. Your explanation, please.
Dirk entered the tomb at 3 p.m., the time the hostage exchange was to take place. Or rather, Dirk, as channeled by Ms. Faye did. Now, by the time he entered the tomb at 3 p.m., Minister Inga was already dead. I say that because we know the minister was murdered at 2 p.m. But there was someone else in there. This person was already hiding in the tomb, waiting to channel Dirk in place of Ms. Fey.
Take that!
44. Wait a minute. 44? She was 21 23 years ago. It was you, wasn't it?
Oh, I have nearly forgotten about her voice. It's been a bit of acting.
The fact of the matter is, Queen Amara killed Minister Inga at 2 p.m. She then went to his private quarters and channeled his spirit. The minister, thinking he was going to be late, hurried to the tomb for the hostage exchange. But once in the tomb, Queen Amara stopped channeling Minister Inga and hid herself. Then, when Dirk entered at 3 p.m., she snuck up from behind and forcibly drove Dirk's spirit out of Ms. Fey's body.
Drove his spirit out of her body? Impossible.
No. We very specifically.
Objection!
Actually, there is a way to do that. With a Magitama of parting, that is. Using one, anyone could drive a spirit out of a person's body, even if it refused to leave.
Oh, did you see that little thumb twinkle?
Are you telling me that the extra pale brown Magitama in the tomb was... that it was... That's right, prosecutor said Mahi. And you've seen one in action before. You saw how the glowing red Magitama sent the High Priest back to the Twilight Realm. And how it turned into a spent, pale brown afterwards. In other words, the brown Magitama. The brown Magitama found in the tomb looks that way because its power had been used up in pushing Dirk's spirit out of Ms. Fey's body, right?
I probably passed out as soon as Dirk's spirit left my body. I was exhausted after channeling him for so long, after all. Ma! Sarcophagus! Ma! Ma! Put some Ma's in chat, people. Full capital, M-A! Mario!
Of course, if he does that. After all, after that, Queen Amara must have dressed Ms. Fey in her usual outfit and tied her up. Rishi. I'm not sure where she got the outfit, but we can assume she had it all planned out. Then, Queen Amara must have changed into Dirk's clothes and smeared blood onto them. Picked up the knife and channeled Dirk's spirit. And that's how she made it look like Dirk had committed the crime. And that's how she escaped, right under our noses. I don't know, Apollo. The whole thing still seems a bit far-fetched. We're in case number 5 of game number 6! We're doing this! Technically, it's game 8 if you count investigations. What about the, the far-flung past ones? I think those came after these ones, because they're all 3D? True. Dirk. What was going through your mind while all this was unfolding?
So, ultimately, it was all for naught. How do you like my impression of my mother?
Nayuta?
Those dreams of revolution Dirk was always spouting. They placed nothing but false hope in the minds of the people. And in the end, they were simply fantasies.
Nayuta, how can you...
Karma has spoken. The dream of revolution has withered on the vine. Its fate is sealed. The other insurgents will soon wake from their shattered dreams.
No, Dirk's dream can't die like this. I'm not going to sit back and let that happen. I can't, and I won't! Nayuta, don't forget that Dirk's been proven innocent. His name is no longer tainted by the charge of murder.
Now the rebels and their sympathizers, who have been calling for his release, can't be charged with abetting the accused. So the revolution is far from over. It's only just begun.
Objection!
No, Dirk has not yet been proven innocent. You have merely indicated the possibility of his innocence.
What do you mean? He was literally dead!
Dirk is indeed dead.
They heard me.
However, what if it was Dirk who killed Minister Inga while being channeled by Ms. Faye? And while the crime could have occurred at 2 p.m., you have yet to substantially prove it. Or do you have conclusive proof that the time of that the time of Minister Inga's death was at 2 p.m.?
Well, no, I don't, but...
It seems further testimony will be required of me, as it would appear that I have fallen under suspicion. I would like to state my case. Let go and move on. Prosecutor Sadmohi, the rebellion must be snuffed out once and for all. You must prove Dirk Sadmahi to be the foul murderer that he is. And every last insurgent and their sympathizers must be found guilty under the Defense Culpability Act. As you wish, Your Eminence.
Why is Nayuta doing this? Grant shouldn't have them under her thumb anymore. Amara's not a hostage, so what gives?
She never was.
Nayuta, what's left to chain you to her like this?
Very well then, Queen Amara. Please proceed with your additional testimony.
You have no proof. Well done, lawyer. You have painted me as a killer with nothing but your silver tongue. However, you have no evidence proving your distasteful theory. Furthermore, Dirk could have committed the crime while being channeled by Ms. Fey. Now, let us end this charade. For the eternal glory of Khura'in and its people.
Do you understand now, you putrid pepper? There is no point in defending Dirk any longer. It has all been in vain.
Let it go and move on, right? Well, not today!
Your theories are but a pillar of salt that crumbles at the slightest breeze. But no more. This ends here and now.
The defense may proceed with its cross-examination.
You have no proof.
You're gonna slap a sticker on them and pretend it's character development.
As you wish, your big chunk of this.
The only thing keeping them still there is the rule they can only have one character change in the entire game, and they're still saving it for Datsarebal. He's gonna kill someone. Game saved.
Hold it!
Convincing others is all a part of a lawyer's trade. So, I'll take that as a compliment.
You would, wouldn't you? I suppose you have deceived countless souls with your lies. But I should not be surprised, considering you learned from him.
Him? You mean Dirk, right?
Yes, the man who deceived and seduced me, a grand priestess with his silver tongue.
Okay, I don't need that imagery in my head. We are still talking about the case, right?
Surely you have heard of a lady falling for the wrong man before? Ah, but to think that I, of all people, would fall under that devil's spell.
Wow. How did they ever get together in the first place? Let alone procreate. Well, I'm a very conflicted child, so use that evidence as you may.
I would advise all here today to be wary this lawyer's silver tongue.
I love how I did that, and everyone in chat is like, "Ew, no!"
Lest you too be unjustly painted as a criminal, as I have been. However, you have no evidence.
I admit I don't have any solid evidence yet, but you're the only one who could have committed the crime.
What on earth do you mean?
Including Ms. Fey, there are only 3 spirit mediums in Khura'in. Really? Who's Maya been working under? They're supposed to be training her as a spirit medium, but it's like, is seriously the only spirit mediums the royals? There's no one else in the land of spirit mediums? 3.
There's actually 3.
Furthermore, when the crime scene was first that means at a certain point in history, because it's only been so long of the incident that happened 23 years ago. That means they had 3 spirit channelers. When Rafa was born, Maya wasn't in this country. Rafa was born, technically a spirit channeler. Spirit channeler, spirit channeler. They had 3. Now, let's count how many they had in America. They had Maya, 1. They have Pearl, 2. They had Mia, 3. And they had Maya's mother, 4. This country, famed for spirit mediums, did not even have the most amount of spirit mediums in the world at a certain point. Morgan and Misty. Morgan could spirit channel? I thought she couldn't. I thought that's why she put all her faith in Pearl. And Misty. Yeah, Misty Faye. Oh, and then there's Morgan's other children. You know, the evil one and Iris. Iris could channel. Iris channeled the evil one. So there's more. There was so many more. That's just ridiculous. Furthermore, when the crime scene was first discovered, Queen Garan was with me and Mr. Wright, while Ms. Faye was tied up in the tomb. That means that the Dirk we saw after the minister's murder could only have been channeled by you, Queen Amara.
Ignorant lawyer. Forgive us your mercifulness!
Really, Your Majesty?
Objection.
But have you considered the following, defense? Bitch! What if there was, unbeknownst to us, another spirit medium in Khura'in? Had to be of royal blood!
Objection.
Oh, come on! What are the You lack the evidence to support your claim that Queen Amara is the killer, so I'll just throw something in the trial and ask you to prove it. Go on, prove there was another one. No! Which is why you had to use the process of elimination to zero in on her, Sherlock. It therefore stands to reason that you would have to rule out all the other possibilities as well. Well, can you eliminate the possibility of another spirit medium, defense? Of course I can. Under the circumstances, Apollo, there are 2 ways to establish Amara's guilt. We either prove she killed Enga, or prove she was in the tomb. Which one can I actually prove? Now, which button am I pushing? Am I holding down or holding up? We can't prove that she killed Enga, but we can prove she was in the tomb with a certain little butterfly. I can prove that Queen Amara was in the tomb when the murder occurred.
It seems you are ever bent on painting as the killer.
Well, if the shoe fits.
Very well. Let us see some evidence that proves I was at the scene of the crime. You do have some, do you not?
Oh, you all voted down. I was holding up. And there's no way to prove it. I'm sorry.
I'm so confident. Just like, hey, fuckface. This. Because we saw the other one. It's right on him.
Objection!
Queen Amara. Does this pendant look familiar to you?
Why, that is...
We found it in the tomb, and it has the minister's blood on it. Which means it was probably dropped in the course of the crime.
Objection!
And I fail to see how it is relevant to your argument. Why is it so easy to make Nayuta sound dumb by reading their lines like this? You are ever bent on painting me as the killer. You're on trial! Did that not belong to the accused? That's what I thought too. After all, Dirk had said it did himself. He said that? Yes, but it was a lie. Because I believe he was covering for someone. Covering? How? For who? Why is this so easy? Just change the tone and make a character annoying. It's almost like if you read stuff on the internet, just do it in a nice tone and you might actually find the internet more kind. Because you're just reading everything as a rude asshole. When in fact, they could be kind. Learn that if you'll learn anything from this stream. I'm just gonna learn that it's truly canon that Maya eats cheeseburgers. She's shocked that she was being covered for. And she's like, oh no, I killed my husband. No. Oh, unless it's a crime of passion. There's a certain piece of evidence that shows the pendant isn't Dirk's. That would kind of make sense. She hears about it, it's just like, Minister Inga killed Dirk? I will murder him. I don't care he is your husband, sister. He will die.
Take that!
Inga killed her husband. She killed her sister's husband. Simple.
That's a photo of the accused body, is it not?
Yes, it is. And I'd like to call to your attention to a certain spot to it.
That was it. Too many twos in there.
This right here proves that the pendant that was found in the tomb wasn't Dirk's. I'm not gonna save because this is, even though it's a pointer section, if it's all wrong, I gotta go all the way back.
Take that!
You will notice an object near Dirk's left arm. It's an identical pendant, but it's blue.
Oh! Now that you mention it.
Don't you find that a little strange? Why would he own two of them, but in different colors? Gendered even. He can't have a pink pendant. He's a man. That's not how colors work, right?
What kind of American gendering bullshit are you trying to propagate onto us?
Sorry, old habits. Here's what I think. The pendants were meant to go together as a pair. You can't eat a pendant. It's not a fruit. It's not a pear. A pear? If the blue pendant was Dirk's, then what about this pink one with Minister Inga's blood on it? Who do you suppose it belongs to? Oh, look at her little thumbs.
Objection!
Sorry to disappoint, but No fingerprints were found on the pink pendant. Therefore, we have no way of knowing to whom it belonged.
Objection!
Ah, but that's where you're wrong, prosecutor said Mahi. I'm guessing you didn't know that this pendant is actually a locket. Come again. Now this is where it gets interesting. When we open this locket up, we find a faint fingerprint inside. On the back of the lid, to be exact. What? No! So, now the question is, to whom does the fingerprint belong? By the way, Tid, I don't think you're gonna finish within the next hour. Yeah, we are. We've got 10 minutes left. Tidbit for next time, she has a chance. I want Tidbit to read a real quick, shut the fuck up, next time Apollo cuts someone off. It's so fucking dumb. I know it has your name and address on it, but there aren't any fingerprints to know it's for certain. I mean the next 60 minutes. But we end in 10 minutes. Did you hear this? This is a great signifier that it's nearly end stream time. That's why I'm saying don't stretch thinking it's the end. Ah.
Would you like to save your progress? Yeah, Marshy!
Queen Amara. It belongs to you, doesn't it?
Oh.
It seems I've truly rendered the witness speechless this time around. This cannot be! Mother! Tell me! It does not belong to you!
Nahyuta. I...
Think about it, Queen Amara. Dirk must have realized that you were channeling his spirit, and he had probably figured out who the minister's killer was. And yet, he still claimed that the pink pendant belonged to him.
But why would he do such a thing?
You really don't know? He was protecting you! Because he loved you! He loved you until his very last breath and beyond! The choice. Continue the serious moment.
Or be tiny, Dirk. I have one more big secret. I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is. I'd be betraying a certain someone you fudded.
Dirk knew everything. Even that he was being used. But he kept quiet. All for your sake. All for your sake.
Dirk, why do you always...
Well, Queen Amara! Dirk, the one whose love for you never wavered in all these years. Are you going to betray him now?
Duck, I...
Oh! What the flip was that?
This cannot be! I refuse to accept it! I will not have growth! Queen Amara, are you ready to confess your crime? Oh, her eyes are open.
I can deny it no longer. The truth is, it was I, Amara Sigatar Kurain, who slew Minister Inga.
There's gotta be a good stopping moment sometime. That's preposterous!
This is beyond belief.
Mother! Why would you?
Forgive me, Nayuta. I never wished to cause you such sorrow. But I had no choice. It was the only way.
The only way?
So, in the end, Queen Amara and Dirk Sadmahi, I suppose this means they were unable to reconcile while he was still alive.
I don't think the state of the kingdom or the incidents of the past would have allowed that. They were prisoners of their shared history, so to speak. Queen Amara, there's something I need to know. You had staged a near-perfect crime. So why did you bring this pendant into the tomb with you? You should have known it could have come back to haunt you.
I do not really understand it myself. I had nearly been assassinated by my own husband, yet I could not bear any hatred towards him. I was unable to discard this, or part with it for even a short time. As with Dirk, I have never stopped loving my husband for the past 23 years.
Mother. So, she really believes it? That Dirk tried to assassinate her?
Your Majesty, is it not time? Time to declare Dirk innocent. I would ask that you do this for my beloved, who now dwells in the Twilight Realm.
Very well, then. Your evidence, Prosecutor Sadmahi. If you have no further objections...
Ugh, this cannot be! My mother? Ah!
I have no objections.
Dirk, I did it. I finally did it. I proved your innocence. But...
Very well, then. Being that Queen Amara yet lives, we can no longer charge the accused with the assassination that never came to fruition. As for the murder of Minister Inga, the truth has been laid bare for all to see. Therefore, I will now pass judgment upon the accused, Mr. Dirk Sadmahi.
Oh, but her father still died. your benevolence.
And that is where we'll pause. Cliffhanger! So evil of me. Yes, yes. This just ensures that you will all show up next week, Monday, noon, PST. You can subscribe to get notified of when it will go live. Did I do the YouTube's good? 'Cause holy! Wow! Oh my gosh! Oh! Whoa! Oh! 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 Oh my gosh. I swear I was possessed by Apollo for that whole segment of like super emotional bits. Whoa! Oh my gosh. There was this sinking feeling when they started talking about of just like there was a second victim. It's like, wait, was it Dirk? No, I'll shut my mouth so I don't look like an idiot. Oh my gosh. Oh. This is probably going to be my second favorite episode of my acting. My favorite bit of acting, though, is probably always going to be the very last case of game number 5. Case 5-5, if you would. It's... oh, that one really put my acting chops to work. Ibby, I told you, this episode could be your voice demo. What? Wait, I told Ibby this episode could be on your voice. Oh, me? Me? I liked Dirk's character. Well, here's the cool thing, Kiri. We live in a world with spirit mediums. Someone who is dead will not necessarily be always dead. I mean, they literally used it to confuse us. They're just like, Dirk's alive. Yeah, totally. Tidbit, your brain broke. Yeah, I caught it. Tid, I don't cry from media stuff often. You made me cry. Yeah! Well, half of it is the game writing, and then the other half is me performing it. Because performing these games, oh my gosh, performing these games really does, like, give you a connection, give you a feeling. And I can't tell if it's just me being too attached as, like, the actress doing all the voices. But I swear, if I just read through these games, I'd be like, yeah, they were fine. There were some bits here and there. But because I have to pay attention to every line that everyone says and think about the motives behind of what they're saying to give them the proper execution in performance, you really get sunk deep into the media. And so, whoa! Wait, I'm a priest. I can try and summon him too. Hello, Kiri has shown up to the stream. I forgot to do the Discord entrance sound. See, Kiri is now here. Are you going to do anything with my voice? No, back in the box. No! But yeah, holy moly! He showed up before the Discord sound because he's a sneaky kitsune. But oh my gosh! So there's now several like visual novel stories that I'm interested in voicing, maybe even on stream, just to see of just like, hey, what happens if you know,
Give the game a chance. Give the story a chance and give it effort when you read it. Give it energy. Because if you just passively absorb it, then it's not going to hit you back. Media gives back what you put into it. And so if you put in hate, it's going to give you hate. Because it wasn't born of hate. It was born of people who genuinely wanted to make this stuff. And so you got to respect that. You got to understand people like this. This was someone's child. This was someone's game they made. This was someone's story they wanted to tell. And so when people are just like, oh, the story sucks in this game, it's just like, did you give it a chance? Yeah, there are some games that are bad, but what happens if you, like, go at a game from the perspective of this is someone's greatest achievement? This is someone's moment. That's why I've stopped watching stuff like, ooh, Cinema Sins, or, like, Gaming Sins, or, like, reviewing stuff like that. And I mostly, on YouTube, only watch, like, Gaming Wins is a very good channel. Cinema Wins is so good. But I've now realized I haven't seen them in a bit. But they go at the perspective of just like, this is someone's favorite. This is someone's favorite. Also, if you hear clicking, clacking stuff like this next to the mic, that's because I got these little things called Pixio. They are little tiny magnetic cubes, and as you can see by the background, I am very fond of making stuff with cubes, and I need more. So go into my link tree, find my throne, and buy me more. I need more. Well, I'm gonna go get going. It has been an amazing stream. Have a good one. Thank you for showing up, Goober. That's the name of the polar bear. Goober. I don't know. Watching Tidbit play Shantae and voicing some characters in VC really put some life into some characters. Yeah! Because if you put in energy, you get back out reward. Because how would we get the bit with Ibby of game saved if we didn't, do that stuff in chat, do that stuff in VC, give the game a chance, and do silly things when the game asks us stuff, like it's a voice line every time. You get what you put in. Play games with more give. I gotta make you a sound file of that. I still don't know how to use the Discord properly, because I know from listening back to stuff, especially stuff like this, you hear 2 of them. It's doubled. It's not great. I need to figure out how, in OBS, without downloading a ton of weird things, to be able to go, hey, shush, but still come through my mic. That's what I mean, Tid. Your performances made me cry. Take responsibility for making me cry, you harlot! give me more Pixio, then I will admit. I need it. It's an addiction now. Help. It's so good. They're so great. And I need enough to make a QB. Imagine having enough Pixio to make my VTuber. But yeah, it's been about 10 minutes. I have said my piece. I am very confused about what the rest of the thing is going to be, because Doll said we can't finish it in the hour. And that felt like the end, but Rafa is coming, and so there's going to be some other twist. Welcome to the final case. I'm going to make me fund your autism, huh? It's undiagnosed. You don't say your P's, Tid. You train them. What? Wow. I can just give an actual sound file and not record with the voice recorder in Discord. Schrodinger's autist points at you. But it's time to go. Go back to your own things. But come back next week. Thank you all for sticking around.
Thank y'all for being here while I do these crazy streams. Can't wait for more, though I have no idea what I'm going to do after this game. Bye!